Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. Today we are continuing on with the book of the Shaymayim, a collection of the writings on the heavens. The Sefer Publishing Group lovingly calls these books, the little books, the CEPHERIYM, because Yahuah spoke of these books as being the CEPHERIYM. Okay, so we are on AYD YAHUDAH, the fourth son of Yaakov and Leah. 1. The copy of the words of Yahudah, what things he spoke to his sons before he died. They gathered themselves together, therefore, and came to him. And he said to them, Hearken, my children, to Yahudah your father. I was the fourth son, born to my father Yaakov, and Leah, my mother, named me Yahudah, saying, I give thanks to Yahuah, because he has given me a fourth son also. I was swift in my youth and obedient to my father in everything. And I honored my mother and my mother's sister. And it came to pass when I became a man that my father blessed me, saying, You shall be a king, prospering in all things. 2. And Yahuah showed me favor in all my works, both in the field and in the house. I know that I raced a hind and caught it and prepared the meat for my father, and he did eat. And the roes I used to master in the chase and overtake all that was in the plains. A wild mare I overtook and caught it and tamed it. I slew a lion and plucked a kid out of its mouth. I took a bear by its paw and hurled it down the cliff, and it was crushed. I outran the wild boar, and seizing it as I ran, I tore it in sunder. A leopard in Chevron leapt upon my dog, and I caught it by the tail and hurled it on the rocks, and it was broken in twain. I found a wild ox feeding in the fields, and seized it by the horns, and whirling it round and stunning it, I cast it from me and slew it. 3. And when the 2 kings of the Canaanim came sheathed in armor against our flocks, and much people with them, single-handed, I rushed upon the king of Chatzor, and smote him on the greaves, and dragged him down, and so I slew him. And the other, the king of Tapuach, as he sat upon his horse, I slew, and so I scattered all his people. Achor the king, a man of giant stature, I found hurling javelins before and behind as he sat on horseback, and I took up a stone of 60 pounds weight, and hurled it, and smote his horse, and killed it. And I fought with this other for 2 hours, and I clave his shield in twain, and I chopped off his feet, and killed him. And as I was stripping off his breastplate, behold, 9 men, his companions, began to fight with me. And I wound my garment on my hand, and I slung stones at them, and killed 4 of them, and the rest fled. And Yaakov my father slew Balasath, king of all the kings, a giant in strength, 12 cubits high, and fear fell upon them, and they ceased warring against us. Therefore my father was free from anxiety in the wars when I was with my brethren. For he saw in a vision concerning me that an angel of might followed me everywhere, that I should not be overcome. 4. And in the south there came upon us a greater war than that in Shechem. And I joined in battle array with my brethren, and pursued 1,000 men, and slew of them 200 men and 4 kings. And I went up upon the wall, and I slew 4 mighty men. And so we captured Chatzor, and took all the spoil. 5. On the next day we departed to Eraton, a city strong and walled, and inaccessible, threatening us with death. But I and Gad approached on the east side of the city, and Reuben and Levi on the west. And they that were upon the wall, thinking that they were alone, were drawn down against us. And so my brothers secretly climbed up the wall on both sides by stakes, and entered the city, while the men knew it not, and we took it with the edge of the sword. And as for those who had taken refuge in the tower, we set fire to the tower, and took both it and them. And as we were departing, the men of Tapuach set upon our spoil, and delivering it up to our sons, we fought with them as far as Tapuach. And we slew them, and burnt their city, and took as spoil all that was in it. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out how I can have this sit right. Okay. My scarf baby. I did it the right way when I took a picture of it one day. And when I was at the waters, okay, we're on 6. And when I was at the waters of Kozeba, the men of Yovel came against us to battle, and we fought with them and routed them, and their allies, or routed them, and their allies from Shiloh we slew, and we did not leave them power to come in against us. And the men of Machir came upon us the 5th day to seize our spoil, and we attacked them and overcame them in fierce battle, for there was a host of mighty men against them, and we slew them before they had gone up up the ascent. And when we came to their city, their women rolled upon us stones from the brow of the hill on which the city stood, and I and Shimon hid ourselves behind the town and seized upon the heights and destroyed this city also. 7. And the next day it was told us that the king of the city of Gaash with a mighty host was coming against us. I therefore and Dan feigned ourselves to be Amorim, and as allies went into their city, and in the depth of night our brethren came, and we opened to them the gates, and we destroyed all the men and their substance, and we took for a prey all that was theirs, and their 3 walls we cast down, and we drew near to Thamna, where was all the substance of the hostile kings. Then being insulted by them, I was therefore wroth and rushed against them to the summit. And they kept slinging against me stones and darts. And had not Dan my brother aided me, they would have slain me. We came upon them therefore with wrath, and they all fled. And passing by another way, they besought my father, and he made peace with them. And we did to them no hurt, and they became tributary to us, and we restored to them their spoil. And I built Thamnon, my father built Baal, and I was 20 years old when this war befell, and the Canaanite feared me and my brethren. 8. And I had much cattle, and I had for chief herdsman Iram, the Adolami, and when I went to him, I saw Parsaba, king of Adulam, and he spoke unto us, and he made us a feast. And when I was heated, he gave me his daughter Bathshua to be my woman. She bore me Er and Onan and Shalach, and 2 of them Yahuah smote. For Shalach lived, and his children are you. 9. 18 years my father abode in peace with his brother Esau and his sons with us. After that we came from Aram Naharaim from Lavan. And when 18 years were fulfilled, in the 40th year of my life, Esau the brother of my father came upon us with a mighty and strong people. And Yaakov smote Esau with an arrow, and he was taken up wounded on Mount Seir. And as he went, he died at Adoniram. And we pursued after the sons of Esau. Now they had a city with walls of iron and gates of brass, and we could not enter into it, and we encamped around and besieged it. And when they opened not to us in 20 days, I set up a ladder in the sight of all, and with my shield upon my head I went up, sustaining the assault of stones, upwards of 3 talents weight. And I slew 4 of their mighty men, and Reuben and Gad slew 6 others. Then they asked from us terms of peace, and having taken counsel with our father, we received them as tributaries. And they gave us 500 cores of wheat, 500 baths of oil, 500 measures of wine, until the famine, when we went down into Mitzrayim, or Egypt. 10. And after these things my son Er took to be his woman Tamar from Aram Naharaim, a daughter of Aram. Now Er was wicked, and he was in need concerning Tamar, because she was not of the land of Canaan. And on the 3rd night an angel of Yahuah smote him, and he had not known her according to the evil craftiness of his mother, for he did not wish to have children by her. In the days of the wedding feast I gave Onan to her in marriage, and he also in wickedness knew her not, though he spent with her a year. And when I threatened him, he went in unto her. But he spilled the seed on the ground according to the command of his mother, and he also died through wickedness. And I wished to give Shalach also to her, but his mother did not permit it, for she wrought evil against Tamar, because she was not of the daughters of Canaan, as she also herself was. Okay, next time we will be reading 11 through... Well, this one's a little longer. We'll do 11 through 17 next time. And then the next one after that will be 18 through 26. And then it goes to the fifth son. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson today. I love you all with an everlasting love, as our Abba Yahuah loves each and every one of us. Now it's time to praise Yahuah. Torah Rabbah Abba Yahuah. Torah Rabbah Abba Yahuah. Yahuah is with me. Yahuah is for me. Yahuah is greater than all of these things. If Elohim is for me, then who can be against me? From the rising of the sun to the going down of the same, Yahuah's name will be praised. Seek him, and you will find him. Knock, and the door will be open unto you. Unto you. Baruch haba b'Shem Yahuah. Baruch haba b'Shem Yahuah. I love you all, brothers and sisters, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. Shalom and blessings.